there as well, now I can see it. Oh, that's a better one. That's a better one. That's a real one. Hello and welcome back to the Amputee Angler. And if you can't tell by the movement of the boat, we are at sea. And we've come out into a fairly sensible westerly wind. And we've got wind against tide at the minute on a 6.2 tide, which is quite big for out here. But it's dropping away. As the tide drops away, it's going to calm right off this evening, fingers crossed. And it drops away to nothing. So the plan today is we're just drifting about in a minute. We're going to fish a reef for a few bream, a few little gurnards and whatever. And then later on tonight, when the tide turns about 7:30, the time's currently about 3:30 in the afternoon. 7:30's low tide. We're going to bomb somewhere else, put an anchor in for the evening, and we are going to target Smooth Hounds, Tope and Undulate Rays, hopefully, with a good chance of the usual culprits of Congers and Dogfish, and potentially maybe what we're doing tonight, fishing big baits, potentially maybe some bass. But it is a horrible swell. Let me just show you this. Dean's with me today as well, he's down here. That is a really, really moody sky. And we're going to get wet in a minute, which means we're probably going to retreat to the wheelhouse. But yeah, it's a horrible deep running swell, but we're going to put out with it for a few hours until we can get where we want to go. And then hopefully we have a bit more of a comfortable evening. So stick with it and I'll show you a few bits hopefully later on. We was getting bites there. You can see the swell now. It's going to be a battle for a couple of hours, but it will drop away later. But we've got a north-south drift, so I just realigned us on a bit of reef. Started getting bream bites straight away, but I'm feeling they're going to strip the bait. Another escapee crab. I don't know if this is clever or silly, but I'm out here, I'm fishing. The heavens have really opened up now. There's a big front passing through. I'm determined to try and catch a bream off this mark. So I'm going to keep at it. And then if it doesn't happen, I'm going to move in a minute. Yeah, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to go to the mark where we're going to anchor. And I'm going to anchor the last of the ebb. And then we'll just re-anchor for the flood. This here at the minute isn't particularly pleasant for either of us, just bobbing around, so we're punching into the tide when we go down. But yeah, this is not a nice day, this one, but we're going to persevere anyway. We're going to try and bring you some fish, so hope you like this. If you're watching this, do hit the like button. Got a bite straight away there, drop down. Come on, let's get a fish, come on. Still raining? Nah. Yeah, it's a bit spitting. Oh. Let's try to come over the reef now. That's where we meet anybody the other days. I know there's fish here. There we go, that's a bit better. I can hear myself think now. So we stuck it out a bit that way towards home, Brighton way, fished the reef for a couple of bits. Was getting bites, but where we were, the swell was horrendous. It was a really big swell, so we sacked that off and we just sort of 9-10 knots, steady plod into the tide and into the waves. And we've come down to our mark now. We're fishing just down this shore. We're at anchor now, so we've put the anchor in, and where we are, we're fishing in like a bay, so we're in the lee of the bit that sticks out there, so it's actually a lot calmer in here. There is still a swell down, weather forecast on the way down, 3 to 4, decreasing 2 shortly, so it'll go to next to nothing later. But there is still a bit of wind over tide here, so despite the tide going west, we're actually north to south on the anchor, and we've got a little bit of reef just behind us. I've got a little free rig down, so's Dean off here to my left, but we're just having a little go now, cup of tea, and then we're going to get some big bait down, running ledger, and we're going to go and we're going to start settling in for a couple of hours. Then at 7:30 we're going to haul the anchor up and reset ourselves. But yeah, we plodded through there, we fought through, and the sun's even come out for us now as well, so hopefully we can now bag some fish after a nice cup of tea. Alright, there we go. No sooner than I said it, we've got a fish on. This doesn't feel like a bream.
If you need it.
Wow. First drop. First drop. Oh, that's not a sign of things to come. This is on. Well, I thought we'd get them on the big baits later. I didn't think I'd get them on this, but we have. The dreaded woofer. And he's angry. I'm going to keep him tight for a second. There we go. I don't want to spin him on tracer. But we haven't blanked, that's a start. There we go, he's out. First drop down at the new mark and it's a woofer. Not what we want, but we haven't blanked. There we go, another fish on. It was remarkably like the last one. And I think that's because it is. Well, if we're getting dogfish on size 2 bream rigs, the bits of ragworm that are 1/4 inch long, it don't bode well for later on. But not a blank. Weird colourings on this one, really motley this one. He's got a hook in his tail, he's got the bottom, he's taken the first hook. It's my bream rig that I made the other day that I showed everybody. He's got the bottom hooks in him as well. So he's sort of wrapped up in it, which is what these doggies do. There we go. He's got some, don't look too well this one, he's a bit of a weird looking, weird colour. And another one out, good fun on my light gear at least. But I'm just prepping the bait up for later. So just prepping some of the bait up. So using the fillet knife, we've got 3 mackerel, we've broken it down into the fillets. And this is what we do when we're turbot fishing. You've got your little strips of fillet, we've got the heads later as well, don't waste those. And the little bits of belly meat that you chop off the fillets, we've kept as little strips as well, and they'll be good bream baits and little fish baits. So yeah, we're just settling in now. But we haven't blanked, but don't want dogfish all night. Well, Dino with his first dogfish of the night. No, we don't know this one, not sure. Here it is. Yeah. Another woofer. Sign of things to come. Another woofer. Free to the boat now. Oh dear. We just had a bite on the mackerel bait. Well, I'm probably going to say it's a dogfish already, but if it hooks it, it's got a big 6.0 meat hook, but I was catching pout on 6.0 meat hooks the other day, so something's on. Gonna be one of those nights. I do hope these go. This is the rig for the bigger baits, just a running ledger. And then this one is £80 mono. And that goes to a 6.0 Cox and Rule meat hook. It's almost a carbon copy of the one earlier. But he has had that down right in the corner of the mouth. There it is. There it is. There it goes. I'll persist with it because the shore anglers down here have also been getting a lot of doggies. It's already chafed that line up. You can feel it. They've been getting a lot of doggies, but then they've also been getting a lot of smooth hounds and undulates and the rest of it. So we persist through it. But if it carries on, what I'll do is I'll just put mackerel heads on and bigger baits until they can't possibly swallow it anymore. But we'll see. Yeah, but I think later on we'll strike into it and it'll pull back. I've got what's probably going to be another dogfish. Yep. So right in 20 foot of water, so 3 reels and they're up. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. What are we to do now? I knocked my cup over there and that's a disaster. I don't want that happening. Yeah, later on I'll put another big bait out, but we're just going to get doggies in a minute and I'm not going to bother for a second. Right, that bait's a bit chewed up, I'm just going to send it back down. We've got to re-anchor in about 2 hours anyway. And it's not until it gets dark that I anticipate something of note is going to happen. But we'll keep trying as it is anyway. We'll keep trying. Saying to Dean now, we'll strike later on thinking it's a doggy and suddenly it'll pull back and it'll make the whole trip worthwhile. But well, we're still here and we're having a bit of a hard time. The wind over tide is quite bad now. The wind dropped off and then it picked up again, and instead of sitting to the west with our bow facing east, we're actually sat the opposite way. And we're really struggling. The boat keeps swinging on the anchor, so our lines are going slack tight, slack tight. We've had a cut of dogfish. I had a dogfish take a whole joey mackerel on an 8-0 circle hook, completely swallowed it right down, so we're having a bit of a hard time. Gone to hardback crab now. Gonna try and see what these smoothies about. All I've done is taken the main pincers off, a couple of the legs, and then got in through the back of the hardback crab, and then I've just whipped his legs on nice and neat like that, and we'll give it a go, see if there's any hounds about. But I don't think they're going to come on till darkness, but I'll be honest, the way we're swinging about, tide's due to change in half hour. If we don't start sitting right, then we may have to rethink our plan, because it's not going to work like this, but we're going to persist. There's Dino, had a bite, and he's got his first fish. It's a conger. Something other than a dogfish. I'll give him a hand, and I'll come back and we'll show you. Well, sun's behind us. I'll try and get a better angle. There we go. Thanks, Dean. Yeah, just checking our baits here. We didn't even know this was on. We're swinging around so much that we're getting slack line. But yeah, here we go. Little eel, beats a dogfish, something different. Dean, well done. There we go. Fish on, guys. Thanks, Lord. Just having dinner again. Just having dinner. He has made some lovely burgers. And I've got something on, but it's going to come off in between the lines. Oh, whatever that is.
Ghostfish.
Gone. No, we had something on there. We had something on and it has made a mash of that bait. Ah, interrupted my dinner for that. Saw it knocking. Just folded that in half. It's literally folded that in half. Actually bit that in half. That's a better sign. That might be what we're after. It's a better sign, that one. Well, it's a whole joey, that one. We'll go again. Yeah, fish on. Bouncing this one. It's on a whole joey, this one. 8-0 circle hook. And it's another baby eel. Whole joey, this one. Let's try and show you. Oh, he's doing a death roll. Baby eel. So, like always, I'm just going to take the weight off. Oh, he's just come off. There you go. Yeah, look, he's just let go. There you go. Self-unhooking. But he counts. We're taking that. He got to the boat I was showing you. Joey mackerel on an 8-0 circle hook. It's a bit beat up, but it's a meaty hook. We was getting dogfish on that earlier, would you believe, on that same bait. But yeah, it's starting to come on now. Starting to get something other than dogfish, so I'm hoping. We have got a crab bait on this one, but untouched as yet. I was just about to turn the camera on to do a little chat. As I did, the Got a bite now. I've got a bait here with a mackerel head on it, and it slammed over, so I just took it out of the holder. The tide's turned now, and it's working in conjunction with the wind. So the boat's laying where we want it to lay, and the lines are all going out the back of the boat nice and straight, and they're not swinging on the anchor. So, but yeah, so we're sort of sitting better now. Light's just starting to fade. So filming might be a bit tricky. I've got deck lights and I've got a light for the camera, but I have to see how that goes. But yeah, we're starting to have a couple of eels now. Dino had a bite a minute ago. I've just had a bite, so we'll give it a couple of hours in the darkness to try for these hounds and these rays, and then we'll see how we do. If not, we'll just call it a day in a couple of hours. But we're going to persist and try anyway. Tantalisingly, they're teasing us. There's a massive shoal of birds erupted out of nowhere about a mile down the road. Huge flock of seagulls, but we're not bassing, so we just sat and watched them. But hopefully these smooth hounds move through shortly. A few Tope undulates, and if not, we've had a nice bit of dinner and a nice night out. But frustrating so far. Dogs and congers. What can you do? Not fighting. Well, the rod's just arched over on the crab bait. It's not moving. It's just hung up. That one's gone. Is that light, that one? Now, unfortunately here, what we done is we looked at big ray, and it was just hugging bottom. When you hook a big ray, anyone that's got one, they know they just open their wings out and they clasp onto the bottom, and you've got a real battle on to move it. I've cut a lot of this footage out of this because I was hanging on here for a good 10 minutes and it was nodding, and I thought at one point I'd started lifting it off, but it wasn't having any of it. And unfortunately, after a number of minutes, it unfortunately pulled the hook and we actually snapped off. But it was a bit heart-wrenching, this one, because this would have been a lovely undulate ray, I believe. But it is what it is. But we hung on for dear life, but we couldn't catch it. Next time. Well, we got a... Whatever this is, it's going. I was just changing the battery in the camera, and the drag on this one shot off, and it felt like a better fish, this one. It's coming up now. I'm a bit all over the show here. We've got a lot of rods out. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's running again. This trying the other rod now. That's a Tope. Right, this is what we're after. This is what we're after. Tope. That's what we're after. Right, we'll try and net this as it is. Right, here's that net. Right, other rod's going now. It hasn't worn itself out yet. Right, hang on, there we go, for a bit. Let's try and wrapped up in the other line. It's still got loads of energy left. Right, okay, it's worn itself out now, there we go. And that is target achieved. It wasn't pretty, but it was target achieved.
Sorry, mate.
No, you're absolutely fine. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm just trying to see where we are with this line. However, guys, it ain't big, it ain't massive, but it's still got a lot of life on him because it's only just the smaller ones don't tire themselves out. That there is target achieved. And that is Mr. Tope. So that there was a 8.0 circle hook with a little muppet on it, 200-pound trace, and that was on a whole joey. That's gone there. Whole joey. It ain't big, but it's a target species, and I am over the moon with that because we were struggling to start with. We was going to go home. We lost a couple of big fish earlier. I think Dean had one on for a brief second, and then I had something on that was just I think it was a big ray, and it parted me off. But there we go. Get some nice photos and we'll be back in a minute. Target achieved. Boom! There we go, that's our little Tope. It ain't massive, it ain't gonna set records, but that's one of the targets that we set out to get tonight. We've just dropped another one, I think, on Dean's rod while we were sorting this out. So we're gonna get back in, get some baits in the water. I said as soon as it got dark and the tide turned, we'd start getting them. And here we go. Ethan, go back in. And he's away, he's lovely, he's gone. Look at that, like a shark. Boom. darkness has come, the tide's turned, and now we've had a manic 5 minutes here. Dino's, we've had the small Tope a second ago, and then we've lost another one on Dino's rod, and Dee's now got a nice bite, like I can see, still tapping away. And hopefully he'll hit this in a second. Reeling down to the water. If it's still there, we'll just had to rebait here with... You on? Yep. He's on, he's on. I've got to be careful here because I'm holding onto a camera that now hasn't got a stand on it. So you just have to bear with things here. The next to your... He's lost it.
That's an eel.
Right, well that was another nice eel. That's a big one, that one. But he was just slip hooked. And he's we had to get the net, he's come off at the boat. But that was a more like a double figure eel, that one. So it's going crazy. Dean, you have a rod, Dean, you have a rod. His other rod's going now. This is going crazy now. We're now into the witching hour, and he's got another bite. You've just seen it now. Another bite on his other rod. And that's there as well, and I can see it. Oh, that's a better one. That's a better one. That's a real one. Oh, this is a real one. Right, that's a real one. Where's that net? Right, guys, I'm really sorry, guys. We normally have this clipped up, but because we lost because I was changing the battery.
It's a big one, Ben.
This is a better fish, this one.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh no, I'm hooked up on you now, aren't I? Right.
I'm near.
You're okay. Don't, be careful, don't go crazy with it. I think you might be in my line as well. But this is a better fish, this one. Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing this. You are, don't, if it wants to go, let it go. Don't, if it wants to go. Right, guys, I'm going to have to be careful here. I'm going to put you up here. And I'm going to hope you're going to see this. You're not going to. Right, you're on the baiting table. No, I'm going to. I'm flying, aren't you? Have you seen it yet? No. Okay. I'm going to try and do Coventry as I go here, chaps and ladies, because we're round...
Oh, mate.
What is it?
Massive ray.
Oh, it's a big undulate. Oh my God, it's the biggest undulates. There we go, it's another target. It's a big undulate. He's wrapped around my line, and we got him! Yes! Get in!
Oh, yes!
Right, we are in a pickle here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a pickle because it has gone absolutely crazy. Second target of the night, a big undulate, and we're in a bit of chaos here, so I'm going to come off camera and I'm going to get sorted. So sorry for the chaos. We had I think we had 5 bites in about 5 minutes, all nice fish, and Dino has just caught and we've landed this. That is a beautiful female undulate ray. Dean, if you want to hold it up. Now I'm all... That's it, keep them tight, that's it, hold it up. Stand there, mate, stand next to us, that's it. Hold it right up. Now we're going to weigh this, but this is a big undulate ray. Look at the colours, lovely. We're going to weigh it and I'll come back to you and let you know what it is. Okay guys, we've zeroed the scales. And that's going about between 16.9 and 17 something. I'm going to call it 16.9 for Dino. 16 pound 900. Right, get in! Yes. Boom! I was doubting myself earlier when we got here and we were swinging about on the tide, and I said, no, we'll hold on to the tide turns. They come on, and it'll suddenly just switch on. And we had, you'll see it in the edit. The edit's going to be crazy. Dean, you can start getting that ready to come out, mate. The edit's going to be crazy because it was just sheer. We had 5 rods out. And at one point, I think all 5 rods were arching over. So yeah, but I'm happy with that. We've done 2 of the 3 targets now. Just did a Smooth Hound and we've done a hat trick. And Dino's going to put this one back now. So big 16 pound 9 female undulate. Yes. Get in, Dino. He's happy. First undulate ray. And she's going to slowly go down to the depth. She will go. She's just recovering.
Yeah, she'll be right.
There you go. She's going over now. Bye bye, undulate ray. Happy days. Dean, are you happy?
Yeah.
Right. Now we've come down from the moon. We was higher than a giraffe on a trampoline there for a minute. 5 rods out. Bang, bang, bang. We had the Tope swimming around all the lines. Excuse me, we've got a Mayday gun on in the background. We had 5 rods out there and we've been hankering on all afternoon here. The tide was against us, the wind was against us, and we both just kept saying, no, that tide will change, the wind will be going with it, it'll all go together. and it will all come good. As soon as darkness starts coming, the sun was just starting to creep behind the clouds, and all of a sudden my Pen Squadron 2 pilt rod started zooming. That little tope picked it up and it went all through the lines. Little tope, they don't tire themselves out. When you get a big fish, you play it for ages, they get to the boat, they're knackered. Little ones come to the boat and they've still got loads of energy. While that was going on, Dean dropped a conger that was probably a good 12 pound upwards. It was quite a nice conger, and we dropped that out of the boat last minute. And then as we were dealing with that, my crab rod went, which I missed the bite, and then Dino's other rod went and he struck into it, and straight away, just like I said it was going to earlier when we were getting them dogfish, and I said at some point we will strike into something and it will fight back. Dino went quiet and his rod hooped over. 16 pound 9 undulate is what we're calling it. It was probably nudging more than that. It was bouncing between 16.9 and 17.4, but we'll call it on the small side to be safe. But yeah, 16 pound 9, and it was a beautiful female undulate ray, and now it's finally calmed down. It is getting darker. That was on running ledgers with mackerel and squid baits, both of which we got from Tools and Tackle after, this afternoon. So thank you, Sam at Tools and Tackle, for quality bait again. And he's got Dino now. Dino's got another fish on. Dino's got a bite now. As soon as it gets dark, I said it will come on. I'll get you this up now, just in case he gets another one, because he's on a roll now, Dino. So he's got tip lights on now. It's getting darker. Lovely sunset behind us. Yeah, he's just got a rattly bite now. We're going down to mackerel chunks now, but as I was saying, we've been fishing whole joeys and we've gone on to squid now. The dogfish, now them big predators are in, the dogfish seem to have moved. And Dino's bait's gone now, or bite's gone.
Yeah, it was a bit nippy that one.
Bit nippy, but yeah, so but it's all coming really good now, so I'm happy now. I was just saying to Dean a minute ago, when you're a shore fisherman, unless you're taking people out, you go to the beach, you catch your fish, you blank, whatever, you go home. But when you're on a boat as a skipper, even just as a pleasure skipper like myself, there's a certain pressure to, you question yourself, am I at the right mark? Are we going to catch fish? Have I come all this way to blank? And earlier on, I was in my head when the boat was swinging about and it was horrible, I was questioning my decision. And I said that as soon as that tide changes, the light drops, and it all coincides together, it would come good, and we had 5 rods all go at once as soon as it happened. So, bit of vindication. But hopefully now we can get a smooth hound now and make it a hat trick, because that was our target: undulate, tope and smooth hounds. So we just need a smooth hound now and we've done the hat trick. Dino's got another bite again now. Fish on! Fish on! It feels very... It's swimming, this one. I'm going to call this another tope. We were just getting rebaited, it's getting darker now. And we were just rebaiting and the ratchet's gone flying off. And this is swimming like another tope. Could be wrong. But this one took off. Away we go. Here it comes. And I think it is. It's a tail wrap tope. It's another tope. Oh! The small ones, they don't wear themselves out. The big ones will stay deep. A smaller one will keep fighting. Oh, I'm buzzing. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. There you go. There we go. Here it comes. Bigger than the last one, I think. Oh, it's not quite ready yet, Dean.
Not ready yet, no.
It's not quite ready. Can you get a shot of the water, Dean, with this?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it.
It's got a big eye on this one. Right, we're at the line now. I can't go any higher. This has got a bigger trace, this one. Here it comes. Get his head out of the water. There it comes. And in we go. Another tope. Right. Well done, Ben. Gets in. Boom. Love it when a plan comes together. Oh, buzzing.
We're going to need a bigger net, guys.
Going to need a bigger net and a bigger boat. Right. That's bigger than the last one. It's bigger than the last one. I'm going to get it unhooked and I'm going to show you because it's coming on now. So like I said, I'll put the deck lights on now so we can see what's going on. He's taken this right down. It's an 8.0 circle hook. He's taken this right down. And I mean, Dean's going to hold this up purely because of my leg situation. It's not that it's a massive fish. It is bigger than the last one. But Dean, if you hold the actual fish, it won't hurt you. Just get hold of it, don't let it bite you though, because it will reach out. That won't go nowhere. I'll put him on the floor. Oh, there we go, finally, that was the hook. It's a 6-0 Coxswain Rule circle hook, that one. And that was on a mackerel head and guts. And he just proper chafed that up.
It's hard to do at the night, isn't it? Let's get this.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll put that.
You got.
Oh, well done. I was just readjusting the rods, and I've got a long trace on this one, and I've got something on it. Not big. It is a dreaded conger out. There we go, that was the culprit that time. I don't know if you can see this circle hook in here, it's getting a bit dark now. But a circle hook has gone perfectly in the bottom jaw. You couldn't ask for a better hook hold with these. I was just rechecking the baits, realigning the rods, getting set again. I might have someone that one. Yeah, I've just reeled into this and there we are, little strap heel. And I'm just going to T-bar him off over the side. I've said before with smaller eels they're hard work because they've got no weight to bump them off. However, we did it first time. There's another little bite for Dean. And look at that sunset. That's Worthing in the background. And it's gone flat calm now. And Dean's got a squid on here, and we think we've got a few eels playing about now. It's coming in waves, which is what the fish do. I mean, we had Tope come through, and suddenly it all goes chaotic. Then the eels will come back on, and then the rays had a go. We've lost a couple of rays today, I think, as well. I hooked into something earlier that I just couldn't move off the bottom, and I snapped off in the end trying to bully it. And then Dean, not long after, caught that ray. But it's been a lovely evening now. I'm glad we stuck it out. There it is. It's a conger bite, that.
Yeah.
This is a hardback crab, a big hardback crab, and the rod's been going for a little while. And all I've done is just wound down into it, and I've got something sitting real deep. It's not fighting, it's just solid weight, and I think we've got a ray. And I don't want to lose this because where we are, as you've already seen today, it's going to be an undulate if we get it up. Dean's already caught a nice one, and this here is going to be a fair size as well. We've had non-stop bites for the last couple of minutes. Dean's got eels playing about with his, and this is just solid weight. Ah, I've just dropped it. Ah! Ah! That was a nice ray coming up, and I bet I'm probably I was 6 foot from the surface. Had it been daylight, I would have seen that, and it just come off at the last minute. Solid weight. And that was just sat on a big hardback crab, that was. All right, Ray, that's a Tope. All right, it's pitch black here, you can't see nothing. Dean has got a lovely fish. I'm going to put you up on the...
Oh, it's come off.
Oh, has he lost it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. That was a nice fish. It was fighting. That looked like a Tope to me.
Bait's still on.
Never mind. More bites. Ratchet's going left, right and centre, and I'm like, Dean, is that you? And he's like, no, oh, that's me. And that one's gone, but it is going absolutely mental. Apologies if you can't see me. I have got a connection for my light, but it's not working. Yeah, I have got a, sit this way. There you go, that's like it. I've got a connection for my light, but it's not working on the camera, so unfortunately it's going to be a bit in the dark, this lot, but just rest assured it's going off tonight, and there is fish everywhere. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's I've got an attachment that was going to sit on top of my camera, but for some reason it's not going on there, but it's non-stop here. We're on the ratchets because we're at anchor and we're fishing for bigger fish. And all we can hear is zzz, and we're looking around, we've got 5 rods out, so we're asking each other, is that your one, my one? It's chaos. We've dropped, I think we dropped another Tope a minute ago, Dino. We've got eels playing about now on the rods. We've dropped a couple of fish, and I lost that ray earlier, which is bit heartbreaking, to be honest, because it was a nice fish, but it's all going off. Right, the crab's not been touched. I've had a crab on. I did lose that ray earlier on a crab, but the bites on the crab have been very sort of few and far between tonight. So I'm going to go on to a cocktail of bluey and squid that Dino has knocked up expertly, because the fish bait seems to be getting the more bites. I have got a better chance of a smooth hound, I think, on a crab, but when the bites are so few and far between, I'm gonna try this. So we've pre-made the cocktail baits, and this is squid and bluey, this one, but I'm just gonna whip it on the hook a bit more. A couple of times around the baits and a couple of times around the shank, and just snap it off, and that's in there for a second, and that is a lovely looking bait. Oh, I don't think it'll be long before that goes off. Got another reel on. So tell you. Yeah. Death rolling up in the tide. Engine's on, so I'm going to put some power in the boat. Another little baby eel. Oh, he's taking that right down there. Well, we just put that last eel back, and I looked at my other rod, and I thought, why is the line over there? And it's because I've got another one, I think. Right, if you've never done it, earlier on I dropped a bait elastic reel. And Dino's got a cracking bite out of the corner of my eye. Yeah. Earlier on I dropped a reel of bait elastic, and I've been pulling in bait elastic for the last hour. Another baby eel. Well, I was just looking at my rod. I might go out, there it is. Looking at the rod, and the line was almost at a vertical angle, and I said, oh, I've got a bite on there. And I think we got another eel. We're just getting bombed out now by these small, tiny eels. So, and we're running low on bait, so we don't start getting some more Tope or Undulates or Smooth Hound come through. Another hour we might be knocking this on the head, because these eels, which is what this is getting a little bit silly now. Alright, someone's line's going.
The shoes.
Right, another fish, Dean, deal with that one. We've got another fish on the other rod. Yeah, another fish on. I think this is going to be another eel. We've got to be getting on now for probably upward for 20 eels, I reckon. This doesn't feel like anything but an eel. Dino's having a row here with this one. There's my tea. Right, this one's just hooked up in the top here. This one down here, he's had that in there a while. Yeah, they're starting to get smaller eels now as well. That one's done. I've just packed my other rod away now. Yeah, that last eel took the hook so deep. I think I lost this one anyway. Yeah, we're getting plagued by tiny strap eels now. Yeah, baits there. Yeah, we've got tiny little eels, about 3-4 pound, just hanging on to the baits. And you know, I don't mind catching eels, and they're good fun. They certainly beat dogfish. But the traces are all getting beat up now, and the bait's running real low, and we haven't had a tope for a while now, so I think it's going to be time to knock this on the head soon. But it's been good fun anyway, so I'm going to fish these last couple of baits out, see if we can't snatch another tope. Maybe the Smooth Hound to get the hat trick of the targets we were going for, but I think there's just too many eels on the ground now. But we'll persist for another half hour and we'll have a look. It could be the last fish of the night. I'm going to tighten up. I think we're on. Yeah, we're on. Another little baby eel, eh? Mate, it might even be off. It might even come off. Yeah, another baby eel, picked the bait up and ran. The bait's still there, so while we're still tidying up, I'm going to cast it down. Can't resist one last cast. Well, there we go. That's the end of another session with the Amputee Angler, and of course Dino's been with us as well. Cracking session, new mark tonight, completely new mark. Found it, sat at home, having a look on Navionics app, putting some work in. Come down here and we've had over 20, probably more than that to be honest with you, but conservative 20 conger eels. Couple of bigger ones in there, a few straps as well, or a lot of straps, but it kept the sport up. A couple of tope. Dino had a lovely undulate ray. I lost an undulate ray 100%, and Dino lost a tope. The only thing that was missing was a smooth hound, but it is what it is. Crab bait's just, I lost my ray on a crab bait, but other than that they were not touched. But it's coming up midnight now, so we're going to get in, got to haul the anchor up, and it's going to be a slow steam in because we're in the pitch black here, so it'll be a slow steam home, and then I'll get the footage out and sorted. But thanks for joining us. Just a quick one. Fuel is costing loads at the minute, and it ain't cheap, and we're putting this footage out there because we enjoy doing it. But just do us a favour, just give us a like and a subscribe, a little comment, because that's completely free, and it just makes it a bit more worthwhile and brings a bit of value back to us, just knowing that it's appreciated. So really appreciate everyone who's following so far, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to get home and get some sleep.